Hello, good morning everyone. It's morning where I'm at, so I thought I'd say good morning. Today I'm sporting a lovely hand-dyed t-shirt from my brother-in-law. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to talk about things that have been frustrating in transitioning into a zero waste, low waste lifestyle. And one of the first things is that even though we set out with the best of intentions when we go shopping, sometimes it doesn't work out. It's played out differently a couple different times for me. So I'll kind of give you some scenarios of how it didn't work out and was really frustrating. The first time I tried to go shopping with my own packaging at the counters, not on the bulk bins per se, but like the meat or deli counters. Is my cat. She's very annoyed at me. Come up here. You wanna come up here? Come on. So say hello, Sid. She wants to be part of this video apparently. Maybe she won't, but she does right now. So the first time I went to the store and I tried to buy bulk cheese, I brought my own container and I just needed a couple pounds of cheese, which sounds like a lot, but we were having family over. And so we needed the extra cheese. And I walked up and I said, so I saw you have this cheese on sale and I need it. Can you just put it in this container? Well, the store didn't have cheese to cut like that. She's done. So they had this brand of cheese that they had at the deli counter you could buy slices of, and then they had their cheese that they sold in the dairy case. And I wanted the ones that they sold in the dairy case because it was on sale. Long story short, after all of the work I put in, brought my own container, got them to put the cheese in my container, the person was like, oh, here, hand this to the checkout lady, and hands me a plastic bag with the barcode on it. Now I understand that you need a barcode to get the weight and purchase your cheese. However, I felt that it really defeated the purpose of what I was trying to do because I made it very clear, like, I don't want plastic. And at this point my tag was on the bag and I just had to roll with it. And I was very frustrated because I'd set out, I thought I had done a great job of it, and it just kind of fizzled up in flames. Second time that happened was when I was purchasing meat. And so I went to the meat counter and said, oh, I would like a pound of this, and handed her my glass container. No, she can throw it out and it'll be fine. No, we don't do that. So I was disheartened that I had brought my containers and they couldn't do it. I felt a little bit better because the meat I bought wasn't in the styrofoam containers. It was in waxed paper, which I felt was a little bit better, so I didn't use up as much plastic or styrofoam, but it was still very frustrating to me. I also went to buy some cheese from a different store, and I had brought my container and I thought it would be fine, and then, oh no, we have bulk cheese, but we don't have a cutter. So this is a strange thing that they've been doing at Whole Foods, I guess, is a lot of the new Whole Foods don't have cutters. Like, they don't have the chopping blocks and the weighers and the scales and everything at their cheese counters, which is a little strange. And it's frustrating seeing people like B. Johnson and all these other people being able to go and do this and say, oh look, it's so easy, when it may not be. And that's really frustrating. I don't think enough people talk about that, is that people seem to think it's very easy transitioning, but you have a lot to navigate, then you're gonna make mistakes along the way. And these are just some of the mistakes I have encountered, and I wanted to share because I find them really frustrating. And if I find them frustrating, other people have to find them frustrating too. The other thing I've had with bulk counters in particular is my spices. So I don't normally have that big of an issue with bulk counters because I have my linen bags. I take a picture of the clue number, and I'm able to give them everything, and it's worked out fairly well most of the time. The only area I start to get into trouble with is getting bulk spices. Now, things like bay leaves, peppercorns, vanilla beans, those aren't so bad. They're bigger. I can put them in smaller sachets. They won't fall through. However, the finer stuff, like I got ground ginger, basil, curry, things like that are very fine and would fall through a linen bag, I put in my jars. So logically, I said I will weigh my jars and I will write the tear weight on the lid. And even after I did that, it was very challenging because the cashiers didn't know how to tear my jars. And I was like, but I have it right here. So come to find out, the store I went to, their cash register only weighs in pounds, even though I had written ounces and I had written grams. I wrote grams on the lid as well. I had 2 ways to weigh it. They couldn't figure it out because it was only in pounds. I had to go to customer service. It took a half hour to check out for 2 spices. It was very frustrating. The service manager was like, I'm so sorry, it's this weird system. So now I know I really need to write at least ounces and pounds on my lids. And if I have those 2, at least I'll have a little bit more control over how I do this. But the other issue I had was I'd weighed a jar, I'd had it in pounds and in ounces, the tear weight, but their register only went up to like 2 ounces or a quarter pound or something. It was so small and my jar was so heavy, and so it was frustrating because I had all this spice in my jar. I knew my jar weighed more, but I still had to pay for that little bit of extra because they couldn't tear the entire weight of the jar. And I guess this video has become more about how frustrating it is to go to a conventional grocery store to buy groceries. We have a few bulk places in my area, so I've been trying to figure out and sort through how to do this. At the farmer's market, it's never been too big of an issue. They don't have any stickers on their produce. I just put them in my bag. It's so easy, and usually I get a little bit, like a few cents off, like a bag refund, like at Target that you would get. But buying in bulk has not been an easy experience for me, and I just kind of wanted to share this frustration with you to kind of let you know that you're not alone. If you're transitioning to a more low waste, zero waste lifestyle, you are not alone. You get frustrated, I get frustrated, and we just have to be very vocal about what we want and find ways that make it work. So some of the things that I have learned is make sure I have my tear weights clearly written in multiple ways, because the cashier may not be able to weigh it based on what I put there. Another one is making sure you know your store's policy. I think that should be number 1, because I didn't know I couldn't bring in my jar to this grocery store and have them put the cheese or put the meat in there. It was a strange concept, and they don't allow it in that store. So kind of knowing your stores, and maybe just spending a little while researching, calling up your store before you head down there and buy this. I think that would be one of my number 1 new tips for transitioning into zero waste, is know the store policies. It'll save you a lot of headache. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you think I'm ranting and rambling too much, leave me a comment below so I know how to fix that. If you really like my channel, give me a subscribe so that you will be updated as soon as I post new videos. I'm also going to be talking about frustrations I have with zero waste on my blog. When I get that post up, I will leave it somewhere in the description. So I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe feel a little camaraderie with me if you're transitioning to zero waste. Have a great rest of your day or night or morning, whatever time you're viewing this video, and I will see you next time.